Welcome back to Financial Podcast. I'm Olivia, and today we're diving deep into the intersection of extreme wealth, relationships, and the complex world of financial planning, all prompted by the impending high-profile wedding of Amazon founder Jeff Bezos and his fiancée, Lauren Sanchez. This event isn't just generating buzz for its star-studded guest list or lavish location, it's also highlighting crucial financial considerations, particularly the significant focus on a prenuptial agreement this time around for Mr. Bezos. Jeff Bezos, whose net worth stands at an estimated $220 billion, is preparing to marry former TV anchor Lauren Sanchez, and sources indicate he is taking a remarkably more cautious approach to his second marriage compared to his first. This shift in strategy is widely seen as a direct consequence of his high-profile 2019 divorce from his first wife, Mackenzie Scott. Let's rewind a bit. When Jeff Bezos married Mackenzie Scott in 1993, Amazon was just a nascent online book retailer. Over their 25 years of marriage, they built their life and the Amazon empire together. However, they entered the marriage without a prenuptial agreement. This decision became a pivotal detail during their divorce. The outcome was significant. Mackenzie Scott walked away with a 4% stake in Amazon. This stake instantly made her one of the world's wealthiest women, with a net worth reportedly reaching approximately $165.3 billion at one point, though more recent estimates place it around $29.1 billion. The absence of a prenup not only made headlines globally, but also fundamentally reshaped public conversations surrounding wealth, marriage, and asset protection. In their divorce settlement, Jeff Bezos kept 75% of their joint Amazon stock and was granted voting control over Mackenzie's remaining shares. He also retained ownership of the Washington Post, which he had purchased in 2013 for $250 million, and his space travel company, Blue Origin. Mackenzie Scott, on the other hand, took just half of what she was reportedly entitled to, ultimately receiving a 4% stake instead of a potential 8%. Following the divorce, Mackenzie has dedicated herself to philanthropy, giving away billions. She has maintained a low public profile, making her donations in relative secrecy. She even set up a website, Yield Giving, which states it has given over $19.3 billion to more than 2,300 nonprofit organizations to date. This contrasts sharply with Jeff Bezos' more public transformation and lifestyle since the divorce. Now, as he prepares for his second marriage, legal experts suggest that Jeff Bezos has opted for a comprehensive and heavily negotiated prenuptial agreement. According to certified family law specialist Alphonse Provenziano, the core purpose of this agreement is to protect Bezos' vast premarital assets. This would involve a clear listing of all business assets and ownership interests, explicitly stating that these are considered his separate property. The prenup is also expected to include clauses designed to ensure that any work or effort contributed by the new spouses does not entitle them to business-related gains. This is standard practice in high-net-worth prenup negotiations, and Bezos is expected to cover Sanchez's legal fees during this process. The complexity and time-intensive nature of this prenuptial agreement are highlighted by legal experts like Dane Dreyer. Dreyer explains that the challenge isn't just the sheer amount of Bezos' wealth, but rather its extensive scope and intricate nature. We're not just talking about assets within the United States. His holdings include global investments, private equity, real estate across various countries, and complex corporate governance structures. Structuring protections that are legally enforceable across all relevant international jurisdictions is incredibly difficult and adds significant complexity to the negotiation process. This rigorous process likely took months and required close coordination among top-tier lawyers, financial advisors, and valuation experts. Transparency and fairness are crucial throughout this negotiation, as any perceived imbalance could potentially jeopardize the agreement's enforceability down the line. While one source mentioned that they were still sorting out a prenup, other reports suggest that after months of meticulous planning and legal scrutiny, the prenuptial agreement has been finalized and signed. This completion allows the couple to shift their focus from legal clauses to preparing for their wedding vows. The upcoming wedding is expected to be a grand affair. Reports suggest the celebration will take place in Venice, Italy, from June 24th to 26th. Page 6 reported the event could cost around $10 million. The wedding planning is reportedly being handled by the same team that organized George and Amal Clooney's wedding in 2014, which certainly sets a precedent for a high-profile and well-executed event. While earlier reports speculated the ceremony might be held on Bezos's $500 million super yacht, Kourou, more recent sources suggest the couple will exchange vows on the picturesque island of San Giorgio Maggiore, just off Venice. However, guests might still enjoy local excursions on the Kourou yacht. The guest list is anticipated to include fewer than 200 people, which, while perhaps small for a billionaire event, is still considered significant. Rumored attendees span the worlds of Hollywood, business, and even politics, with names like Katy Perry, Kim Kardashian, Kris Jenner, Eva Longoria, Orlando Bloom, Barry Diller, Diane von Furstenberg, and potentially even Jared Kushner and Ivanka Trump mentioned. Lauren Sanchez's bachelorette party in Paris earlier this month already saw some of these stars, including Kim Kardashian, Kris Jenner, and Eva Longoria, in attendance. To accommodate their guests, Bezos and Sanchez have reportedly booked 5 luxury hotels in Venice. These include the Aman Canal Grand Hotel, notable as the location where George Clooney married Amal Alamuddin in 2013, as well as the Danieli, the Belmont Cipriani, the Grutti Palace, and the St. Regis. The couple is also reportedly making an effort to use local businesses and resources, including booking the city's water taxis well in advance. Despite the efforts to engage with the local economy, the extravagance of the event has stirred controversy among Venetians. Activist Ruggiero Tallone stated that protests are planned to coincide with the wedding to highlight issues like housing shortages and over-tourism, emphasizing that the city is not merely a playground for the rich. Venice City Council member Giovanni Andrea Martini has even written to Jeff Bezos requesting a donation to support building restoration and public housing in the city, citing the presence of 1,200 empty buildings. As of the reports, Bezos had not yet publicly responded to this request. Venice Mayor Luigi Bergano has stated he is working with organizers to ensure the event respects the city's fragility and uniqueness and will not cause abnormal disruption. On a more personal note regarding the wedding, Lauren Sanchez is expected to wear custom Dolce & Gabbana couture looks tailored for each event during the multi-day celebration. Sanchez is already known to favor the Italian design duo for significant occasions, making them a fitting choice for her wedding wardrobe. From corseted gowns to potentially boudoir-inspired outfits, her fashion choices are anticipated to complement the picturesque Italian setting. Sanchez has also publicly stated her intention to take Bezos' name after the marriage, saying she is 100% looking forward to being Mrs. Bezos. Her brother Paul Sanchez has reportedly described the expected scale and magnificence of the wedding as potentially rivaling Princess Diana's iconic wedding of the century. The journey to this wedding has been quite public since Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez's romance became widely known in January 2019. They reportedly first met through Sanchez's then-husband, Patrick Whitesell, at an Amazon Studios party in 2016. Their connection deepened when Bezos hired Sanchez's aviation company in 2018 to film footage for Blue Origin. The revelation of their relationship by the National Enquirer, which included claims of an 8-month affair with private jets, secret rendezvous, and intimate messages, was a major news story in 2019. Bezos himself publicly accused the Enquirer of blackmail, detailing attempts to publish personal photos if his investigation into how the texts were obtained didn't stop. Interestingly, Jeff Bezos has undergone a noticeable physical transformation in the years since his divorce. He's transformed from a previously low-key tech geek and scrawny bookstore boss to a more muscular, buff billionaire, often seen at glamorous events with Sanchez. This physical change, coupled with his shift from driving a 1997 Honda in 2013 to owning a $500 million super yacht, seems symbolic of the broader transformation in his public persona and lifestyle since his first marriage ended. The impending marriage of Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez is a fascinating case study, offering insights not just into the lives of the ultra-wealthy, but also into the evolving strategies for managing and protecting immense financial empires through legal instruments like prenuptial agreements. The contrast between the financial approach to his first marriage and the current meticulous planning highlights the lessons learned from a record-breaking divorce and the complexities involved in safeguarding a global fortune. It underscores that even at the highest echelons of wealth, careful legal and financial planning remains paramount. Thank you for joining me today on Financial Podcast. We'll continue to track these stories and their financial implications. Until next time, stay informed and stay strategic.